Okay.
Welcome, everybody, to the Tree of Life Sanctuary's 2025 Spring Equinox Gathering. And we're starting a little bit late. We're waiting for one more person who will slide in perfectly soon. And I was just sharing with those of you on Zoom the floor plan for the Seekers Library.
Wonderful.
And I was sharing that we're having the kickoff meeting with the contractors on Monday. And we'll have a construction start date and then an estimated finish date. And that means that once we have the finish date, we can project how long it will take us to get everything in the library and have an opening date. And also that will give us some guidelines on hiring the library manager. So Monday's a big day, things in motion.
Big bang.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there is a digital version of this. So anybody watching the video, if you want a digital version, a PDF, we can get that for you.
Okay.
So email info@treeoflifesanctuary.org. Okay. I'll set it right here for now. So this is mostly Tree of Life Sanctuary, just core group. We have a wonderful addition, though. We have Dan Hansen here with us today, who's a volunteer and helping us get ready with the computer, the server for the library and Tree of Life Sanctuary as a whole. And I can't tell you how indebted we are to you for that, Dan. So it's, believe me, I mean, I've worked in that world, but not at the level you've worked in it. I'm married to somebody that did. And I know how what a, it's a complete other universe. So thank you for helping us interpret and make good decisions around it. Okay. So spring equinox. Here we are once again. This time we're in a conference room in the Tree of Life Sanctuaries. We call it the administration building because that's where we have some of our offices, including Alex's office. And we're here because we thought that construction actually might have started as of today, but we missed it by a little bit, but it's good. We're getting some practice. We're going to be using this room again for a while it's being built, the Seekers Library. And it's available for us to use at any time, even when the Seekers Library is open. So it's really cool. We have two places that we can use. And the energy in this building too it reminds me kind of Wise Awakening. A little bit about the story. When we first rented space, Tree of Life Sanctuary rented space over in the other buildings over a year ago now. This building was completely occupied by a business that is a publisher and magazine publisher. I won't name names right now, but they have, after the pandemic, they were thinking about consolidating and having a lot of their people work from home and reduce their expenses, like any wise business wants to think about. And when a couple of the offices, they started vacating, the property manager here at RPM told me about it because I was looking for a space for myself, my personal business. And so she brought me in, showed me around, and I was just blown away because this is such higher level space. It's more professional. The other building is kind of more retail and the conference room is smaller. So anyway, this space, I moved in, I got my space in here, and then bit by bit, we hired Alex and we got her an office in here. And then we got word that this publisher was actually vacating more offices. And they said, do you want some more space? And we said, yeah, I think we better get another space. And so we got another room over here for the bookkeeper to work. And now it's also event storage for this room for our needs. And then all of a sudden, this building is now filled with healers, body healers, like
Wow.
Reiki, massage. Because a lot of the offices are vacant now. There's only like one office left. It's the publisher. We have psychologists, psychiatrists, coaches, and it's just the energy in the building, it shifted once
Yeah.
once we stepped in. So it was very much like that.
Such a coincidence.
Not. And so it was very similar to what happened at the building downtown at the Fine Arts Building. When Wise Awakening moved in, all of a sudden, all of the businesses that were in there started moving out, and artists and healers started moving in. So it's pretty magical and heartwarming for me to witness this happening again. And it's an indication to me that we are creating a vibe. Tree of Life Sanctuary is creating a vibe that is saying, hey, we're here to support you. We're here to help you deal with whatever is in your way of having spiritual satisfaction in your life. So here we are in another new space. Thank you, Source.
Yeah.
Really cool. And we were going to have our special owl camera by today's event. It just didn't work out, you know, staff's learning how to communicate better with each other. And so it's been ordered and it's on its way. So by our next event, we will have it and we'll be able to test that out. And it will make it so that they can see, we'll have a screen up here so everybody can see who's on Zoom or whatever software we're using. And you'll be able to see them as they talk. So it's a true hybrid experience. And thank you, Jesse, for helping us get there. Yeah. And better audio too, right? Mhm. All right. Well, in front of you, you have a set of pieces of paper. And that's usually what happens when Laura's teaching something or offering some kind of gathering. Sorry, trees, but we do recycle. Some of those you may have had copies of before, but these are the most updated versions. So you may want to replace them with these. And on the agenda, we also have it up here on the board if that's easier for you to perceive. And Dan, you don't need to read anything in front of you. It's, you know, you're going to get what you need out of this for sure. The main thing that I like to start with is to just talk about the reason, you know, why the heck does Tree of Life Sanctuary put so much focus on the seasons? And, you know, the short story is that there's really so much to learn from the seasons. The way that there's a simple way of describing it is that, you know, you may have heard that ancient saying of as above, so below.
Mhm.
And really the seasons are like the phases of life outside of us. They're the outer changes, the way life moves through change. And this discussion is about inner changes. Is somebody texting?
I am.
Is it urgent?
Well, letting her know on her doorman. So that she can just text me instead of talking to me. But sorry if I'm,
Are you talking about Lynn?
yeah,
I've already texted her and told her.
yeah, but she was gonna text you back when she's at the door, right?
Uh-huh.
So I thought, well, I'll just let her
Okay.
know on her doorman.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm very sensitive to sound. So it's hard for me to think when I'm hearing other sounds. I'll wait till you're
Okay,
done.
I'm done.
Okay. So there's the inner and outer of the seasons. if we start with looking at the outer of the seasons, then it helps us understand the cycles of life within us, how we go through phases of change inside of ourselves. That is really the simple nutshell of why we focus on the seasons. There's a concept in the coach training that I had. Jesse also went through the same training, that is a reflection of those cycles of change. And the way it was presented in our training was like a card game. There's 4 phases of playing a card game. You've got a deal where you know who you're going to play with. You're going to know, you know what game you're going to play. And then you deal the cards, which means basically you've got your team, you're working together. And that's an exciting kind of new thing because it's a brand new start. You got some cool people, you got a fun game, and that's spring. That's the energy of spring. And then the next phase of the game is you play the hand with the people you've got. And then how you have fun, you figure out solutions, you find ways to bluff, you know, whatever the game is. And then, you know, everybody's getting, you know, played a few rounds here and there, and the games start, you know, sometimes it's like, because, oh my God, how many times are we going to go around the table on this, you know? And I think I'm about done. I got to get up early in the morning, you know, you start feeling like this was great, but I'm done. I'm ready to move on. And so that is the summer. The playing of the game is the summer season. And then the next one is called toss in. And that's kind of that's where everybody says, okay, I'm tired. Let's call it a night. This is great. Everybody tosses in their cards and, you know, packs it up. Adios, see you next month, kind of thing. And in real life, playing a game, card game is real life. The inner life is that it's considered a toss in terms of, in our life, it's a time when everything, we've been working really hard and getting great results, but like something's changed. I think I'm done with this part of my life, the way I've been living, or the project I've been doing, or the job I've had, or the relationship I'm in. I mean, you can apply it to anything. And you just get that feeling that something needs to change. And so that's what toss-in is, and that's the fall. And that's when the leaves fall off the tree and we slow down and the light starts to decrease. It's a time for going inward. So the toss-in phase is very inner driven. You start going within. And then the next part of the card game is called the shuffle. That's where everybody, you know, if you're still playing, everybody takes all their cards and shuffles it together. And it's like, okay, if you're playing poker, the dealer gets to choose what kind of poker you're going to play in the next round. But there is a in real life, that shuffle phase is really unnerving because, you know, it's like describing that inner experience of you've decided you're not going to do what you've been doing in your life. And you know you want to change, but you don't know what it is. You don't know what it looks like. And it can be really scary. It's like being tossed into the ocean without a life preserver. And it's a very inward experience. And so that is the winter. That's the season of winter. And you come out of winter, out of the shuffle phase, if you've done your inner examining and know thyself and figure out what blocks are in your way and how, you know, what are you inspired to, where are you inspired to go next with your life? As you come out of winter, that's what you're ready for at the spring equinox. So with that cycle of change, I call it the hermetic cycle of change because I apply the seasons to it and other things too. The tarot can be applied to it. But that's what the blossoming vision bowl gathering is about. we are doing an outward expression of what came out of our personal inner shuffle experience. We have given some time and thought to define, to the best of our ability, what is it that we want to aim for now? What game do we want to play now? Who do we want to play it with, maybe? I mean, that's when you start really getting into spring and deciding, what is it? How do I want to do this? So that's why we focus on the seasons. It's a really cool way for people to stay in touch with what is going on outside in nature. It helps us to be aligned with what's going on inside of us. Now do know that we might be in the spring phase of the cycle of change inside of us. And the season that we're in, though, may not match spring. We may be actually in a fall. Outside of us, it may be fall. So it's not like we have to force our lives to fit within the seasons of nature. But if we can understand what the current outer world of nature is, energy is putting out, what it's creating outside of us, if we can align with that to the best of our ability, it makes everything go easier for us. So that's what this is about. And if we can, over time, over decades, right, Jan, get our lives synced up to the outer world of nature so that our changes that we want to create, we're ready for it by the spring, so that we can declare it, then it really helps. It really helps. It helps us get through fall, the sadness of fall, you know, the, what do they call that? SADS? Seasonal affective disorder. Yeah. It helps us know as we're going into fall and the dark period's coming, that the light's not that far away, that it's actually a light within us now. We focus on the light, getting the light we need from within ourselves. And then we can just flow with it through that dark period and into the winter even. And give ourselves time, find time, even if it's just a few minutes here and there on a daily basis, to connect with that light within and ask that question, okay, where am I going to be going now? You know, I'm in the cave. Do I want to stay in this cave next year? Do I want to find another cave? Do I want to hang out with the same Bear Fred? You know, it's just an inner experience that we got to allow for ourselves, and be careful to not get distracted too much with what's going on outside, because during the winter there's a lot to distract us from doing that inner work. So that's why we focus on the seasons. Do any of you have any comments that you want to share?
I don't remember ever having the continuation again.
That's right. That's a new piece.
It's so cool.
Yeah, it's just something that I thought was for people who are inclined to read something or have something read to them.
Yeah.
That is good material for reflection.
Yeah, that's so cool.
It's really, it really fits. It helps understand that whole cycle of change that we go through and the planet.
I really like that. I feel like during our winter solstice meeting, I did not feel aligned with the season personally, but then I feel like spring right now just makes all the sense in my life.
Yeah.
But I can also see it's like, just because you're in summer, fall doesn't mean you're not going to be getting new ideas and creativity and inspiration, but to have the wisdom to say, I know from a seasonal perspective, if I start acting on those new ideas in the summer, everything that I've already planned on the spring is going to suffer from my energy.
Yes.
Like diversion.
Yeah.
So let me table those and then start preparing them in the fall, start planning them and integrating them in the winter. So I'm ready to act on them in the spring. Like I've already put in the energy towards the things that are going to manifest this year.
Exactly.
I hope that makes it last long.
That's perfect. That's a great way to describe it. Thank you. Really awesome.
And the Earth seasons is only North America, because South, or in North Hemisphere, because South Hemisphere is.
The opposite.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But the same information applies. It's just different,
Yeah.
different times of the year.
Mhm.
So. Now, I'd like to, before we move on to the blossoming vision bound and why we create it, which is pretty much clear already. And then actually putting it together, I'd like to share something that I just got exposed to recently because of my husband's love for music. That, and I know Jan's really going to enjoy this, but I put a copy of the lyrics there for you of the song. Hi, Len, welcome. Here's a space over here for you, or you can sit over there, either one. And I'd like to play the song for you right now. Is there anybody that objects to the Birds from the 60s? Okay, that's it, yes. So those of you on Zoom, I don't know if you're gonna be able to hear it. I hope so.
Well, we can sing along.
You can sing if you want. All right, well, let me get it started here.
Well,
Yeah.
Okay, so there we go. That song is a beautiful way of describing not only how we go through the cycles of change in life, but also the importance of that there's being in that middle pillar, being in that center of middle path, center of whatever you want to call it. Because sometimes we have to go to both either side. But the time of it, we have that the guidance on the right timing comes from within our heart. There's inner and there's outer. And that's what this is all about. So the creation of the Tree of Life Sanctuary's Blossoming Vision Bound is something we do every year at this time, and almost all of you know. And one of the things I want to say about how what I've witnessed over the years in people from the Tree of Life Sanctuary putting their item on the bow, and then sorry, I get so easily distracted.
I was trying to make notes.
It's not you guys' fault, it's me. I'm so sensitive to sound. I think I'm a little autistic. Actually, I think I am. Anyway, what I have seen happen is that it's not all just 1 year. It's like, okay, let's put it on the bow, let's go through the year, come back around winter solstice, look at what happened, where we take each of us individually, look back at our year, and it's like, oh, I made progress on this, but there's still a lot to be done. So it's not like progress is made in 1 year. It's just continuing to focus on it until we get through. Sometimes the cycle of phase change in our life can take 3 or 4 years to get from, loving it, doing it, whatever that active current summer energy one is, to the toxin phase. It's like that could take 10 years for somebody to go through and get to that point. So this is just a symbolical training of ourselves to be more aware of how the seasons are symbolical for us. And we live here on Earth, so let's do what we can to align with the energy of this planet and with the energy of our divine self in our heart. So the Blossoming Vision Bow document that you have, that is just for your information. This is going to be, once the Seeker's Library is open, after we create our bow each year in the spring, it will be moved to the Seeker's Library and on display. to not like, nobody, I'm pretty sure we're gonna put it up where nobody can touch it. But this will be reachable so people can read about what this is saying. This is one of our ways of helping people. Helping people understand that they do have control of their lives at a sometimes invisible level. And everybody needs that these days, to know they do have choice and control. All right, so let's go ahead and start putting the bow together. I do want to take a moment first before we do that to bring our attention and energy, healing energy, and just heart energy to Emma Delisle. She is not with us this year because she's ill, and she's actually being moved into hospice now. And she's given us permission to speak that. And she is, I don't know if she's still in the same location right now, or if she's already been moved, but wherever she is, can we just take a moment and send her energy and love and whatever you want to send to her, prayers, whatever fits your belief system. Just focus on that for a moment of silence. And if I may go ahead and speak, I would like to just say that everything that's in the Seeker's Library right now is infused with Emma's energy. So she's going to be with us forever in that library. And we do have plans to create a wall section in the library that will have an honoring of each of the donors to the library that are like in memoriam, like we have on the Tree of Life Sanctuary website. Forever in our hearts, absolutely. She's done a fabulous service to fellow humankind. Okay, so you all have been here before, putting things on the bow. So which one of you would like to do it first? Oh, okay. And Cynthia, I have yours, and I will, on your behalf, I can speak for you about it.
Okay, thank you.
Go for it, Jan. It's over here.
Oh, okay.
I already put your, come on over here. I already put the holes in the corner for you. With the hole puncher.
Won't have to use my last name now.
That's right. So do your thing.
Okay.
And if you could kind of stay kind of close to the PC, then so they could hear you.
Yeah, yeah.
In fact, you can take the stage. Up for the cord.
And I'm tilted because I'm favoring my right knee, not that I'm sideways or anything. Anyway, so here's the picture. And I'll just read you what it says. And the first picture is just a beautiful winter. Now Deming, Washington, no longer MacArthur, California. Pictures of in the mountains in the country and by a little creek. So I should confess, I had a little trouble setting it up this time around. I'm a creature of habit. Routines have become ruts in my life, but hey, I'm still following that kind of guide. I always take the tarot card from the Tree of Life Sanctuary and I meditate on it. And I was having a real hard time because it was a lot about fear and negative. And I don't have any fear when it comes to the Tree of Life Sanctuary. So I was really kind of But there was a remember to keep emotions in balance. I thought that was something that was really, I could hone in on for me. And I love the acronym of FEAR, FEAR, false evidence appearing real. And year 9, thankful to my boss in the library, Marcia. She had a numerology prognosis for this year. Cycle of finishing the old and gathering only what's useful for creating the new cycle. That's what I really connected with. And also, there was an email that Laura sent out from a co-ed buddy of hers from her old school. And I just loved to keep in mind, sunlight warms the heart and passing it on to other visions on the bow. Because we, our nooner is we picture, or I at least picture the bow and send energy to it to everyone that I've seen. And used to be online, but now I'm in person,
Yeah.
but everybody else's, their dream or goal or whatever for that year. And I just love that idea. And she also had in the email, the opposite of fear is the joy of creation. And that just really stuck with me. So my mission, care of my home for Spencer Family Trust and the earth, sustainable, low footprint, living with Mother Nature at her best, eventually transition to off-grid, yet stay connected online. And Laura was talking about, sometimes it takes decades. This mission theme might have been fairly familiar to everybody. And my little addendum for this year is allow the universe to present whatever to support the tiny traveler reno, tiny deck finishing, or finding property to build a tiny resident in whatever's best for all, near or with forest communities. So that's why I had the forest picture.
Yeah.
And then part of the Tree of Life Sanctuaries tarot card divination for this year had a couple other things that was, because I had to put myself in a newbie. I go, well, if a newbie comes to Tree of Life Sanctuary, they might have all these fears about, are we a cult? Are we negative? Are we, so I thought, okay, for Tree of Life Sanctuary, support for those newbies and their possible fears during this phase of growth for future needs. And I just loved this picture. I'm not really good with elongating, because it was too small. So I made it big. So the guy in there is not, it was my size, but now he's much taller. So I can get it on the page.
I love it. So do you want to pass it around and then put it on the bow?
Oh, yeah.
I'm sure everybody wants to see it up close.
Yeah. So it's Cynthia next or?
Whoever, doesn't matter to me. We could switch in person and virtual. How's that?
There's no orange ribbon?
Well, you used it all up, Jan. It's a reflection of a change in your life. And there's gold and there's green. So which one are you gonna use? All right, here's some scissors. Okay. I don't think you need that much.
Well, you could take one of those orange flowers out of that big flower pot,
Right. What I usually do with this room is I twist it so that.
Never had construction before.
Are you serious?
Well, yeah, I've never been physically with it.
This is cool.
Since before we were putting metal on it and decided not to do that again. That was in 2003 or something.
Wow.
You got a great memory. You just gotta be careful when you pull it through.
Oh, yes, you don't shred it.
So you don't shred it all.
Yeah.
Yeah, love that.
That's from Unsplice.
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful pictures there.
Yeah.
So Jan's
Wow.
passing it around so that everybody can see it. And she's going to attach it to the bow.
Well, sure.
Yeah, that's important when you're using free photography, free photos. It's a way to thank them. So as, sorry. My husband's medication time. It's being handled by Source. The thing that I will say while Jan is going ahead and starting to attach her vision to the bow is that also I have shared that noon meditation with everybody that we do, and it's by choice. It's not a requirement by any means, and it's not new to a lot of you, but I thought you might appreciate having the most recent version. And this is something that these are documents that are okay to share with anybody. There's nothing here that's proprietary. But what we do every day at noon Pacific time is wherever we are, we take a moment and just go within, and like Jan has her own collection of meditation pieces that she does at her noon meditation. But whatever we do as individuals, we include this bow, and it will be, we're gonna have to think about where we should put it, probably in the library workroom until we get the
Yeah.
library built. So after today, it'll be moved into the library workroom, and it will sit there, and we send our heart energy or whatever kind of energy you want to call it to the bow itself. We picture the bow with everybody's vision on it, and that the wish is for everybody to have success with what their heart's desire is for the year. So that's what that meditation is about. Okay, so Cynthia, you want me to go ahead and do yours?
Sure.
Okay,
Okay.
so here. Cynthia has used part of the hermetic cycle of change graphics to describe the phase of change that she's in her life, and it's the toss in. And what it says here is, this is the stage I am working with in year 2025, the desire to change the game. And it's associated energetic, well, it's called phase 4, the period of letting go, and it's associated with fall energy, release, harvest, storage, cutting of the umbilicus, closure, honoring, desire to change the game. And the inner work is associated with more of the energy of letting go of things, the willingness to own the issues and apply tools to transform into the new self. And Cynthia, can I share about a little bit about your work?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
please do.
She is still employed. And I know you haven't met Cynthia yet, but she has been involved from way back. She's one of the founding mothers, so to speak, of Tree of Life Sanctuary, which turned 28 this year, by the way.
Well,
Yeah, just a few days ago. And the number 10 adds up to 10.
yes.
Completion. So anyway, Cynthia has been devoting most of her life to her children and helping people be healthy. Those are the two passions I've seen her work on in her life, and including her own enlightenment. And she is like, oh, things are shifting in her life, the results are showing up, so that now she's starting to say, hey, you know what? I don't want to work anymore. I don't want to be employed. So she's going through that toss-in of how she's been doing it and examining and getting ready to go into that energy of the winter of the, that really deep inner transformative work of, okay, so how do I want to be of service now in the world?
Exactly.
Does that capture it, Cynthia? Would you add?
Yes, thank you very much. That is the essence of it.
Okay, great.
I had to meditate carefully on whether I was in toss-in or the next stage.
Yes.
And so I realized that I was in toss-in. Yeah,
Mhm.
so
Excellent.
that's where I'm at right now.
Yes. Excellent. Tossing in, really getting clear on what's not working anymore.
Yeah, something started to change. I felt that change coming in, was like, what is that? What is that? And I didn't want to jump the gun, with any, giving my notice or something like that.
Uh-huh. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. Yeah, timing.
timing. Yes.
Timing is really important.
Just let the universe do the timing.
Yes. So I'm gonna pass this around and then
Okay.
while they're looking at that, after they're done, I'll attach it. And can I
Thank you.
invite somebody else here that's in the room to go ahead and tell their story? About what they're going to attach? Okay. Marcia, come on up.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, Marcia.
Okay, I'm feeling a lot of messaging, shall I say, from the universe, that I need to make a commitment to a path they wish me to follow. So I'm still at the very beginning stages of it. I haven't made, solid human decisions as to that direction. But I am making the commitment, and I don't know if you guys can see this.
Yes, beautiful.
So the heart you see is actually part of my business. It's one of the logos of my business. And so what I'm saying here is I have a prayer here, and please say that part for me if you can read it, because I can't pronounce it.
Bodhisattva, prayer
Thanks.
for humanity.
Thank you. May I be a guard for those who need protection, a guide for those on the path, a boat, a raft, a bridge for those who wish to cross the flood. May I be a lamp in the darkness, a resting place for the weary, a healing medicine for all who are sick, a vase of plenty, a tree of miracles, and for the boundless multitudes of living beings. May I bring sustenance and awakening, enduring like the earth and sky, until all beings are freed from sorrow and all are awakened. So that's the core. At the top, as above, I am aligned with the divine. As below, I stand in abundance and joy. To my left, I dance to the rhythm of the stars, and to my right, I celebrate the design of the universe. So this is my commitment for the changes that I will be making this year. To humanity. That's where I'm being directed to focus my energies and to bring different ideas for people to think about for their future and how we want humanity to be. So, thank you.
Wow. Good job. Come on over here.
Oh,
I'm gonna show you.
Did you write the?
no, that's an actual prayer.
That was great.
Yeah, that's why I was asking her to say that word, because I've tried
Yeah.
listening to it on the computer, but my mouth don't want to make that sound.
Mine would probably come out with some sort of swear word or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's Jan's ready to, Jan, you attached yours.
I'm attached.
Cynthia's.
So-
Cynthia's is, we know if Marshall wanted to look at it.
Okay,
Yeah.
why don't you go look at Cynthia's and
Okay.
I'll get hers attached. Excellent. Now, Paula, I know that you usually create something. Have you done it yet?
Mine's not ready yet.
Okay, so
And
you'll
I-
be attaching yours later.
Yeah, because I still feel like I'm in that winter. And I
Got it.
just don't have that push yet. that
Okay,
Clarity. So I
Got
need
it.
just a little time.
got it. Got it. That's a really good, that's a really good thing that Paula just shared, is that she doesn't really have an item yet to put on the bow, because she's still in that winter phase, that inner zone of what's next, shuffle. So that's a really important thing to know, is that maybe today you don't have anything to put on there. It's okay when you do, if you want to participate in this. I don't know about you, Nick, but anybody that, yeah, you, Dan, you just, once you do have it, and you just let me know. And I'll be responsible for attaching it.
Two things, just
Mhm.
real quickly.
Sure,
Yeah, I feel like I'm in the same stage as Paula right now, maybe not
Uh-huh.
today at this moment.
yeah,
And you said it would, the bow would actually be physically located in the library workroom,
yes,
That is so cool though.
basically where we're.
yes, you'll be seeing it regularly.
I still have up to once a week, quite often once.
Yes, you can put it on yourself.
Once a week, so I
That's
would have to
perfect.
look at that every time I.
Yeah.
go in the library
Yeah.
workroom with my
Yeah.
esteemed coworkers.
Yeah.
So there.
That's great.
It'll happen soon.
All right, awesome.
I'm a visual person and I can, when I look at things,
Uh-huh.
the thoughts start forming in that.
Yeah,
area, more
Yeah.
The other way around.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
That's great.
And then I'll just ask, okay, to attach something at that point.
oh, yeah, anytime.
But our remote people will be getting copies of it,
That's okay.
because she used to
That's okay.
take pictures of it for me when I was remote.
With everybody's permission. You have to
Yeah.
give your permission
Sure,
first.
I appreciate the
Yeah.
permission and.
Oh, yeah.
the other thing too,
Yeah.
but,
Yeah.
But yeah, I appreciate that.
You're
The
welcome.
Flexibility on that.
You're very welcome. And that goes for anybody watching the recording too. There's many people that are in the Tree of Life Sanctuary, volunteers, staff. If you want to put something on the bow for your life, you can do it later. It doesn't have to be today, okay? So,
Oh,
Paula, I look forward to your emergence from the shuffle phase.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so, and Dan, you're included too. I don't know if this appeals to you at all, but same applies to you, okay? Okay, Jesse, I want you to do yours next. Jesse has done an amazing creation.
Yeah. I don't know, Cynthia, I don't know if I have your email, but I can send you what I sent some of the others in the group. I did, that's okay, it wasn't a mandatory, like,
It was
But-
amazing though.
The comments.
Yeah, the picture's great, but
Yeah,
the
so
video.
this is-
While he's doing it.
Wow.
this is a illustration that I drew, it's a collage of a lot of different images.
Uh-huh.
And I'll pass it around after I'm done. And
I
so
copied too.
kind of to explain the images, a lot of it has to do with family. A lot of it has to do with the things going on in the world right now and kind of like Marcia being the light side of that. And then in the background where there's kind of blank space, there's just like money falling as like, it's not my focus to specifically build a lot of wealth for myself, but I would like money to come as a result of the things I'm doing in the background. And then there's things about health but mostly it's relationships and about the current state of the world. And so on the back, I've done something I haven't done in a while, but this helps me when I'm feeling overwhelmed. And one of the things I realized by doing this is there's a lot of things going on in my head, and I've been feeling really overwhelmed personally, professionally, and then also like politically and in the world globally. And so for me, it felt a lot like an acknowledgement of my inner self. But it's not all things that I feel I have the ability to accomplish on my own. So what I did was I made one side of the things that I'm committing to, and on the other side, what I would like Source to help accomplish and facilitate the way to. And so I guess I can read that. I'll start with me. So spending as much time with my family positively and energetically as possible, spending time daily in our garden and in our space, dedicating the space and time to exercise, yoga, and medication, dedicating time to my writings, to buying healthy food and making it and doing so sustainably, keeping my eyes opening to what is happening in the world, so staying awake, working on making my body healthy and my mind vigilant for love and miracles, continuing to work on being a good steward of the earth and my community, filming, editing, and working on my videos in a way that progresses our lives and also the lives of the people I'm sharing them with, getting organized and creating space, continuing to build positive community digitally and physically, being kind, releasing judgment, and giving people grace without excusing their actions, and then dedicating time to spiritual learnings. And on the universe / God / sources side, help me and the rest of the world awaken, bring us together, unite the people standing for love and equality. Right. Help facilitate the end of suffering for innocents who are being hurt by wealthy, greedy, and people manipulating power. Help me find the strength and conviction and diligence to keep my body and mind healthy, active, and focused on lightness. Help me open my heart to being vulnerable and connected with my mind and others. Help me write and plan stories that will reach billions to help awaken the planet. Help me learn Spanish, Mandarin, music, technical skills, and whatever else I need to be on my best timeline. Help my yard and home be a sustainable haven of light for the community and our family. Help us acquire wealth so that we may use it to direct towards the betterment of the planet. Help me find joy, peace in every moment and bring that energy to my family and all those who I meet. Help Sam, who's my wife, find her light, joy, and peace so she may shine her full light, and help us navigate the work we are meant to be doing in this world and transition out the rest. So that's all on the universe's side.
Excellent.
Can you make a PDF of the?
Yeah, I'll write it out.
Okay.
Yeah, and so I did this digitally, and so I have a video of every moment, every like art stroke that I took here. And overall, the video is 8 minutes long, but it's a time lapse. So overall, it took me 17 hours to do. I have a feeling that in the future, just little things will change. So like as I added to the ballot, it'd be like, oh, this either got accomplished or there's something else that takes precedent for. Yeah, so this is.
Yeah.
Excellent.
job.
I
really
watched it on.
Yeah.
The first part that you read out, and then on the other side, it's all.
The visual part of it,
Like
yeah.
the same.
End result. of the
Yeah.
picture,
And from what you like.
Yeah.
Are you saying this to all of us, or you know?
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I sent it to a few, but I don't have everyone's email, so I'll send it and then give you permission to send it to whoever I missed. Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
My email is cynthia.ringhausen@gmail.com.
Ringhausen@gmail.com. I thought I might have it because you've
Yeah.
probably been on similar email chains.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll make sure that everybody gets it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Paula, did you want to say anything?
Yeah, I'd like you to send me one too.
Yes, I will.
It's pretty
Yeah.
powerful what he created in that video.
Yeah,
Very
and you can
powerful.
see his thoughts as he's doing it.
And like
Yeah,
where I
this is-
chose to move it and like.
Yeah, bring it forward and put it in the background, yeah.
Anybody.
It's
can make it.
incredible. I get first dibbies if he ever gives a class.
Okay. Beautiful. So now we have And I'm gonna just let each of you, as these roll around the table and everybody's seen them, you can attach them. Okay. So, Lynn, I know you're reading right now. Wait till you're done. How about if I do mine?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
We haven't done the Tree of Life Sanctuary ones yet.
I forgot to put that out.
But we've already dedicated it.
Yeah,
I mean, everybody has a copy of it.
Yes,
So I will attach it later.
yeah.
It's already
Just
in
the
motion,
divination sheet.
the divination sheet.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and go next. My vision is definitely in one of those multi-year experiences. And it's, I would say for me, it really kicked in 2020 around the pandemic, and I'm still working through a big cycle that started about that time. And I'm a word person, and although I love art, I'm very visual in many ways, but words are really the best way for me to get in touch with what's going on in myself. And so I create documents mostly with words. I mean, I create whatever, my thing for the bow is mostly words. And the last few years I have printed it out on this paper that I have that has the conifer trees on the side. And it's really been perfect for all those years, but I knew inside of this, like, there has been a change in me. And so I needed a different image on the watermark on the paper. And I thought, well, God, what is it? What is it? You know, and then in one of my meditative moments, it was like a picture of you. How about that?
Don't have to have your eyelids peeled off.
It was like, oh, yeah, that would be a good idea. Thank you. Thank you, Holy Guardian Angel. So, I have in the background on mine a watermark picture. The watermark on the background is just a picture of me, okay? Because that's who's creating the vision, okay? And I added to the top of it this time a saying. It's a 3-sentence saying that really helps me a lot stay focused on how I want to move through my life. And I'll share that with you in a moment. But the rest of what is on my bow item is the same 3 areas with just little adjustments and clarifications on the items in it. So I'll read them all to you. So at the top, I have a statement which you may have seen cross your awareness if you've read anything I've written in the last year or so. In the midst of chaos is the opportunity to create my own order. I exercise sovereignty with power and grace. I am the middle pillar. And that is from my Hermetic Kabbalah perspective. That's my belief system. Spring 2025, Blossoming Vision Bow for Laura Abernathy. Me, excellent physical age, appropriate health, especially my heart. Clarity, joy, and fun around my next phase of life. Teach and write. My heart is saying, enough business.
You're working hard.
Yeah. Continued tremendous self-care as I navigate my life. Continued abundance passing through myself and Jim, my husband, facilitating more abundance, healing, and know thyself in the world. Full completion of my brother's estate with love and grace. Continued positive results in my clients' and readers' lives. For my husband, Jim, continued joy in his life with more ease. That was what I added this time. I'm spitting on my document. I'm blessed. It's like holy water. My God, the Catholic girl came out. Continued personal and spiritual growth in our relationship with my husband, Jim. Tree of Life Sanctuary. Plenty of level 5 through level 7 leaders gently and easily join me in the successful transition of the Tree of Life Sanctuary into its independent self. The right people show up, and I see how they are ideal over time. I welcome our new Tree of Life Sanctuary board directors, including a responsible treasurer who fully embraces our mission and vision. Abundance flows into the Tree of Life Sanctuary from a plethora of portals.
Hey.
That's mine. I'll pass that around. Plethora.
Plethora.
Yeah. Plethora.
Yeah,
I don't know why I like that word so much, but I do.
Well,
I like it.
Abundance.
it sounds.
It's past regular abundance, it's extra abundance.
Lots of portals,
Abundance, right.
lots of
Yeah.
portals, different ways for abundance to come into the organization. Okay, so Lynn,
Yes.
you want to come on up?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
Share. Right. Oh, I'm out of the way too.
Oh, man.
So it's been on my mind to get this done since the beginning of the year. And
It's done.
life has been full.
Mhm.
And contrary to what Nick and what Paula said, in the last week, the push happened. And not just around the vision collage that I had envisioned, but everything. I had got to do everything all at once in this last week. In fact, last Friday, I just felt this huge resistance because I got too much going on and I don't want to do it all. And then this week, it's just like, okay, go. And a friend and I, Harmony, who some of you have met, went for a walk in the wind and the rain. It was like bracing against the elements. I thought, oh, this wasn't skiing or riding my motorcycle, but it's a little bit like that. So yesterday, I'm going, well, I haven't got my vision done yet, but I started to get a sense for the energy that I wanted to bring through. And it had to do with, there's a life purpose statement that I divined, brought through, cultivated when I started coach training back in 1998, a long time ago. And it was, I am the sun that illuminates the path to your greatest future or your brightest future. And so the images of the sun just kept coming up in my mind. So last night, after I'd finished work, after I'd gone for a walk, I came home and I started going through the stack of publications that find their way into my home, and I just started pulling pictures. I didn't pull them all year. I just started pulling them. And so at about 10 o'clock, I was like, okay, where in the heck's my glue? And I looked around, I couldn't find the glue. And then when I was just about ready, it's like, okay, I'm done. What I did, I put all of the stuff on the papers, and I ended up with stuff for 3 posters. Oh my God. I'll show them to you in a minute. I put them all, I positioned it all, and I took pictures of it with my phone. I was like, okay, at least I could just show the pictures tomorrow if I need to. And then I had this thought, oh, check this drawer. There was the glue. I thought, I'm not starting this now. So I got up this morning, and this morning I glued everything down. I will show you. So this is the main one that I'm going to put up on the bow. And you can see images of light, some words. And yeah, there's a gal on a motorcycle with the light bouncing off her helmet.
Yeah.
And the words say, discover, creating time, inspired change, simply thrive 2025, healthier days ahead, and connect to what you love. Okay. This may be a little delicate. I made a photocopy to stick on the bow. And then I started, there's more light coming through the trees, and it's called this was right off of the city of Bellingham's things, this playbook. And so then I added some people, like representing myself and people I want to play with. They're lovely models from the Life Extension catalog.
That's great.
They look great. They look like nice people. And then this one here too is just, again, the sun streaming through the trees. And a woman walking through the forest and you know, the choose your own wellness adventure, get on the path to whole body health. I added ways to de-stress, fitness and movement, energy formulas. It's just like, so that's my kind of creative download into imagery that I'm gonna put up on the bow, because it really, and I've written about this in years prior. You know, it starts with being that light. It starts with tuning into the light that I am at, you know, deep at a subatomic quantum level, and letting that be the source. You know, it's how the source moves through my body, and it gets expressed in everything that I do, be it the relationships, my health and wellness, the work that I do, the space that I live in, and all of that. So thank you for being my witness.
That's awesome.
Way to go, teach.
Awesome. Awesome. That's wonderful.
All right. I think we have included everybody now, right? Nobody's left out. Okay, for today. So I would like to suggest we take a break. It's 2:30. Some people may need a bio break, as the Canadians say, or just so like, oh, let's, you know, whatever. Let's take at least a 5-10 minute break. And then when we come back, we'll do the raffle prize. And I have a feeling that everybody that's here is going to win a prize. And I can, if you want, put you guys' names in the raffle, and then I can just send to you, Cynthia, whatever it is that
Oh, I didn't get.
that I pick for you. It's up to you.
Okay.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
And Paula, you can pick yours up
Yeah.
when you're feeling better. So I will get the raffle box going. Let's take a 5-minute break, and I'll pause the recording. And then we'll come back here at, say, 2:45 at the latest. Is that all right?
Yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
that's good.
Okay, we're back. Everybody have a good break?
Yes.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
great. Okay, so let's do the raffle drawing. And for those of you on Zoom, and Paula knows this because she's the event manager. We did it, Paula, but we barely made it. We need you to be here to, you know, with the whip. Anyway, we got these beautiful tables set up. We didn't set up our promotional materials because there weren't any new people today. But the tables are filled with some awesome things that have come through the library, donated to the library from lots of different people. Like, and we ended up with multiple copies of something, or they are not really related to a spiritual theme type of item, but they're of interest. So I'm gonna draw your name, because everybody's gonna win something. And then you go over and pick out whatever you want. And you get to pick two, because you guys are all special.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay,
You gonna manage the list?
Yeah, I got the list.
Okay, so after whatever you pick out, just let Jan know what it is.
Yeah.
okay.
Okay.
All right, so we need a drum roll, right? Okay, thank you. Thank you. First raffle prize winner is Cynthia.
Yay.
All right, Cynthia, and I already picked out one item for you. And it is Earth Mama Soul Tells It Like It Is.
All right.
And it's a nice thin book. And it's,
Yeah.
I know the person that wrote it. She's a great woman, Mandy King. She's a healer shaman. And the chapters are really short, so you could find time to read it. The other thing,
That's perfect for me.
I know. So I'm thinking maybe another item you might enjoy would be a video. Want me to grab a video, a DVD?
Okay.
Dr. Wayne Dyer.
Ambition to meaning, that this might help with you in moving into your shuffle phase, out of toss into shuffle phase.
What does it say? Ambition.
To meaning. Wayne,
Ah,
okay,
that is interesting.
okay, so these are Cynthia's. You want to mark these down and then I'll
Yeah.
take them home and mail them to her. Okay,
You
next
know,
one.
instead of mailing them to me,
Mhm.
can you put them aside for my visit? to
Oh, sure,
Bellingham?
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, when the library opens, she's definitely coming for a visit.
Oh,
Yeah.
wonderful.
Okay, next person. Jesse. Jesse gets to pick 2 items.
Okay. There's so many things.
Thank you, dear.
And I'm picking, yeah, it's one.
And I suppose it's okay to draw everybody's name because you can go over there and be looking, 2 people can be looking. Okay, next person. Lynn. Okay, yay. Okay, this is so silly drawing people's names. When they know everybody's gonna get some.
I love it.
Jan Spencer,
All right, because I know what I.
okay.
Hold on, I'm taking your book.
Ah,
But there's one left for someone else.
okay, now I have 2 in here that say Marcia or Dan.
Okay. well, that's
So-
fine.
That means Marcia or Marcia.
Oh, but she can,
I can't see what's over there
Yeah.
anyway.
I know, so she's gotta pick something for you that will work.
Yeah.
So you get, here's your 2.
Got any Alan Parsons
Okay.
project or anything over there?
Parsons, Alan, music, there is some music,
Huh.
but not Alan Parsons.
Sure, and I would have remembered that, right? Like, that's what happened there.
Yeah, I, my favorite tune off of that, called Eye in the Sky.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got that really long.
I don't-
Yeah.
Paula, I don't think you want a copy of your own book, right?
No,
Would you like to just reserve
Yeah.
the time when you're here and you can just pick a couple out of the box that you want? I don't need to pick them for you.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, just let Jim know when you do that.
Start getting, you know.
Brandon,
Nick,
Would your boys love that?
Yes.
you won.
I'm the lucky winner. Okay, two items,
2.
okay.
Sorry. Sorry to interrupt your conversation.
Yeah. No, if you ever- Alan Parsons project.
Yeah,
Get 2
somewhere,
copies, one for
and
each of
You've
them.
got 2 fans.
okay, awesome. Keep it.
Yeah.
Alan Parsons project goes to Dan and Nick if they ever get donated.
There you go.
Okay, so, okay, how about Douglas Avenue mostly ones?
Which one is? This is gonna be his 4th one.
It's called Fingers of the Jungle.
Yes, absolutely.
And then this is a meditation and healing.
Figure it out later.
Would that be interesting to you?
Yeah,
I can look for me.
meditation part would be good. I need to learn how to do that.
So what is then?
Meditation,
Meditation and Douglas Avenue.
Douglas Adams, beginning of the end of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy.
Yes.
series.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so while everybody's doing their wrap up, I would like to just remind everybody about the upcoming events over the next few months. We have on the calendar the summer solstice gathering, which is Saturday, June 21st, 1 to 3 Pacific time. We also have the fall equinox gathering, Saturday, September 20th, 1 to 3. And then we will be having a Seekers Library grand opening, but we don't know the date yet, but we're now projecting it to be September 2025. It might align with the fall equinox, not sure yet, so that one's to be determined. It would be awesome. Yeah. So I know all of you are already hooked into Tree of Life Sanctuary, so I don't need to tell you, but we do have for those of you watching the recording, we do have an e-zine that you can subscribe to. You just go to our website and go to up at the top, there's a e-zine subscription in the menu. And also we have a Facebook and Instagram and YouTube pages. So you can go in there and follow us there. And Jesse is our digital community manager. And he and Jordan and Paula, well, Jordan and Jesse are the two mainly work in the digital realm. So they're really awesome, really great blend of lots of different posts. Yeah, thank God for you guys, because we'd be lost without you in that realm. And I wanted to also welcome any of you that might want to go over and drop in after we're done here to take a quick look at the space where the Seekers Library is going to be built. Now, Dan, have you been in there yet?
Nope.
Oh, we got to get you over there, and you might you may want to just have another look if you've been in there already. So after everybody's picked their prizes, we will wrap up here and well, we can all go over there together, or one of you can go over there with the key. I'm going to start getting wrapped up to get ready to go home. So I would like to pass out a little token thing that I have been started collecting back in January of 2017, and we all know what happened back then, because it was a difficult time for many of us, and in terms of our government. However, we're going through it again. Yeah. And yeah, well, we could have a separate discussion. In fact, this is kind of leading to something I wanted to ask all of you about, including you on Zoom. What I have here are a couple of items that was created back in 2017 in order to help people help everybody else go through the challenges of those times. And one of them is a button, and this was a Bellingham campaign. It says, "Be kind."
Be kind.
And I actually saved the sign from that they created a poster that businesses could put up in their window that says, "This business supports diversity, equity, inclusion," all that type of stuff, and kindness, and that we do not tolerate the opposite of all that. And so I'm hoping that more of these will become available, but I have 3 of those. I have 3 of them in here, and I'll pass the bag around. And the other thing that's in here is a bunch of safety pins. There was once the immigration issue became more prominent back in, I guess it was more like 2018, 19, people that wanted to be a safe place for immigrants to go to if they needed help out in public, they would wear a big safety pin on their clothes. Yeah, and I actually had an experience in the grocery store one day when a Latina woman came up to me and didn't speak English very well. And she wanted some help trying to figure out something. And she came up to me and I was wearing the pin. And so, uncertain times for people of diverse backgrounds of all kinds, not just immigrants,
Yeah.
but, sexual orientation, all kinds of different aspects of concern. So you can wear a safety pin when you're out in public. And they know that there's somebody you can go to. So I'll pass this around and they keep them in a bag with sage leaves.
Oh, that's the good thing.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
to hold the energy of safety. So,
Is there extra sage leaves? on it?
pardon me,
Is there extra sage leaves?
sage leaves.
They're in
Yeah.
there, but they're not for taking the cleansing.
You can take one if you want one.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this
Something
is
I
it.
haven't-
You can take one if you want. You don't have to have the sage to go with what you take, but just take whatever you want out of there. And of course, the safety pins are something that you can get anywhere, but it's the big ones that you want to have so that they can be seen. So that's it. Thank you for being part of our experience today. This is wonderful to, it's kind of like old home week. However, those of you watching the recording, including staff who weren't able to be here live today, and volunteers and all of that, I thank all of you also for everything that you're giving, your heart, your soul, your life energy to making the Tree of Life Sanctuary a place of support. I am thinking that at some point here in the new year, we may want to, we meaning those of us that are coaches and ministers and people that are in a position of leadership or support, might want to host a support group on Zoom or in person, whatever suits you best, to just be a general monthly support for anybody that's looking for that these days. It would be ideally a donation based type of thing. If you're going to lead that group, you'd have to be okay with not being paid for it. So it would be a volunteer type of thing. But you can get coaching clients from it, or you can get other kinds of connections that serve the services you do charge for. So it's an opportunity. It's a way to be of service. So I just want to say, keep holding the center and hang in there, and together we're gonna move through this, and we're gonna come out thriving. There's gonna be a shift. We just got to get through it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. I'm gonna close the recording. Thanks for being here.
Bye.
Everybody here says
Bye.
go ye forth, be authentic.